In November of 2014, we roasted our first pound of coffee. In March of 2015, we bought our first roaster. In July of 2015, we rented our first space as well as rented our first commercial production roaster. In October of 2015, we opened up our first retail space. In May of 2016, we moved to our current location, and as of last week, we placed our order for our brand new commercial roaster.
We started Peaks to build a community of people.
Build a community where people felt welcome here, regardless of race, gender, point in life, and enjoy a cup of coffee.
Hi, I'm Kelsey Ball.
And I'm Samuel Bender.
And this is our story.
It would have been the end of my junior year. I started feeling very strange, not like myself, like almost like a failure, like I couldn't go to practice and, do normal things. And I knew, and that was great, but it just kept getting worse. And then it was like, I couldn't go to my first period class, and then it was like, I couldn't go to my second period one, then I couldn't even go to my culinary arts class anymore, and that was completely out of school. So I had to finish high school on homebound learning, which essentially just meant I was home every day. I would do schoolwork for about 2 or 3 hours. I'd have a tutor come 3 to 4 times a week, and that's how I had to finish school, because the anxiety had gotten to the point where I couldn't physically walk into my school anymore without, freaking out, for lack of better terms. And there had been a couple times where I tried, and I would get my car into the parking lot, and I would just sit in my car and cry because I couldn't open the door, and I couldn't go into the school. So that's where when the anxiety was the worst, and I realized that I couldn't sit in my parents' house for the rest of my life because I needed to do something, and the longer I sat there, the more depressed I got because I wasn't furthering my life. So I started going to coffee shops as just a way to get out of the house. So I worked at Starbucks for a year and a half, and that's where I met Sam. And that's where I started drinking and loving coffee.
I hated coffee. We drank 8 o'clock coffee at home, and it was bitter, nasty sludge. So I ended up getting a job at a local coffee shop in Syracuse because I needed a way to pay for my way through nursing school. We ended up dating, and during my nursing school time, she expressed to me she wanted to start her own business, preferably a coffee shop. Bought my first green coffee, roasted it on a pan, cast iron skillet on the smoker out back, and boy, that was terrible. One of the worst things I've ever tasted. So from there, for me, it was the desire, the drive to find just the best tasting cup of coffee I can and sort of share it with people.
So we got the name Peaks from the saying, life is about enjoying the peaks and enduring the valleys, which just goes back to the whole reason why we started the company, to create a community. And the quote came from my dad. He actually used to say the quote to me a lot when I would be in a really dark place and didn't know how I was gonna how to do the next day. So that's where the name came from, because I just thought if I ever opened a shop and it was successful, I would consider that my peak. But that's how we landed on the name, and then as soon as I said that to him, we were sold on it. I'm very excited to see what the future holds for our business and for our personal lives. I wouldn't want to have a business with anybody else.